Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the topic energy band diagram or energy band theory. So why we are going to study this topic means the electrical properties of any material or different materials can be understood through their energy band diagram. So the electrical properties of different materials can be understood through their energy band diagram. So the energy band diagram consists of valence band, conduction band and the forbidden band. So this is the energy band diagram. Here we are having the conduction band, valence band, forbidden band, and here we are having nucleus. So the electrons present in the innermost level are strongly attached to the nucleus, hence they can't produce the current. So at this level, this is the innermost level, so whatever the electrons present here, they are strongly attached to the nucleus, that's why they cannot produce the current. So we will study one by one. So the first one is valence band. It is the band of energy levels which are closer to the nucleus. So the electrons present in the valence band are strongly attached to the nucleus, hence they cannot respond to the externally applied electric field. So they are also called as the bounded electrons. The electrons present in the valence band are called as the bounded electrons. The next one is the forbidden band. The forbidden band is nothing but it is the band of disallowed energy levels which are present between the valence band and the conduction band. So here the probability of finding electron in this band is 0. That means the electron may present in the valence band or it may present in the conduction band, but in forbidden band we are not having any electrons. That's why it is also called as the band of disallowed energy levels. So the next type is conduction band. So in conduction band, it is the band of energy levels which are far away from the nucleus. So here this band is far away from the nucleus. That's why the electron present in the conduction band are weakly attracted by the nucleus, and these electrons can move freely if any external electric field is applied. Hence it is called as the free electrons. So the electrons present in the conduction band are also called as the free electrons. Then the materials are divided into three types depending on the energy gap. So the forbidden band is also called as the energy gap or forbidden gap. So depending on the energy gap, the materials are again divided into three types. What is energy gap? Energy gap is the minimum energy required to move an electron from valence band to conduction band. Energy gap is the minimum energy required to move an electron from valence band to conduction band. So what is insulator? An insulator is a material which is having the energy gap greater than 6 electron volts. So an insulator is the material which does not allow the electric current to pass through it, or the energy gap of an insulator is greater than 6 electron volt. So examples of insulator are plastic, rubber, glass, cloth, wood, and the diamond is also called as an insulator which is having the energy gap of 6 electron volts. So due to this large energy gap, the electron from valence band cannot move into the conduction band. Hence the valence band is completely filled and the conduction band is completely empty in an insulator. So the insulator cannot allow the flow of current. So examples are plastic, rubber, glass, cloth and wood. And the next is semiconductor. So a material which is having the smaller energy gap that is 1 electron volt or less than 1 electron volt is called as the semiconductor. conductors. So at 0 Kelvin, the semiconductor will act as the insulator because valence band remains completely filled and the conduction band remains completely empty. For example, if you increase the temperature, when the temperature is increased, the thermal energy will be supplied to this valence band. So the average thermal energy will be supplied to the valence band at any temperature is given by T equal to K into T. So where K is the Boltzmann constant and the K value is given by 8.6 into 10 to the power of minus 5 electron volt per Kelvin, and it is also given by K bar equal to 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23 joules per Kelvin. So at room temperature, that is at 300 degrees Kelvin, the average thermal energy supplied to the valence electrons is 26 millivolts. At non-zero temperature, an electron present in the valence band, so whenever you are applying the sufficient energy that is greater than Eg, then only the electron is moving from the valence band to the conduction band. So whenever the electron is moving from the valence band to the conduction band, so absence of electron will be appear in the valence band, that is called as the hole. So vacancy or hole is the empty energy level present in the valence band. Hole is nothing but the empty energy level present in the valence band. So when any external electric field is applied, the free electrons moves inside the conduction band and it will produces the current. When any external electric field is applied, the free electrons moves in the conduction band and it will produces the current. In the same time, so whenever the electron is moving from valence band to conduction band, here the empty energy level is produced, that is called as the hole. So if the electrons moves in the conduction band, then it will produce as the electron current. Similarly, here the holes also moves in the valence band, so the hole current is also produced in the valence band. So here, if you observe this diagram, so the movement of electron in this direction. So in the conduction band, if the electron is moved in this direction, in the valence band the holes are moved in this direction. So from the conduction band, from the valence band the electron is moving into the conduction band. So here in the valence band we are getting the empty of energy level. That empty of energy level is called as the hole. So here this is the movement of electron in the conduction band and this is the movement of holes in the conduction band, and the total current produced is equal to the sum of electron current and the sum of electron current and hole current. So conductivity of the semiconductor will increase with increase in the temperature due to increase in the number of free electrons or holes. So what are the examples of semiconductors? Silicon, germanium, graphite, etc. So but graphite is not used in the fabrication of the electronic devices because it has the poor physical strength or it is brittle in nature. So these are the electrical conductors. So what are the conductors? The conductors are the devices where the energy gap is zero. That means the conduction band and the valence band are overlapped. So the good examples of conductors are silver, gold, copper, steel and seawater. So a material having the zero energy gap are called as the conduction band. That means the valence band and the conduction band will be overlapped. So due to zero energy gap, the conductor has the large number of free electrons. Hence it is having the better conductivity. So examples of conductors are all metals. The best conducting material is the silver. And the second best conducting material is the copper. And gold is the least chemical active metal. And the examples of insulator are rubber, glass, oil, diamond and dry wood. Even though the diamond is having the energy gap of 6 electron volts, the diamond is also considered as the insulator. The examples of semiconductors are ICs, capacitor and resistors and so on. So thank you. Hope you get some knowledge about the energy band theory and semiconductors, conductors and insulators.